Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a few DC updates for you today, starting off with Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Looks like rumors are going out today, and this is coming from insider Daniel Rickman, that Joaquin Phoenix is returning to the Joker role. Yeah, I really, apparently this is over on his Patreon account, and I always cite DC Verso because, they pay into that. So, yeah, according to Daniel Rickman, Joaquin Phoenix agreed to make another film like the Joker. Now, that's interesting. Now, usually Joaquin Phoenix doesn't do any sequels or anything like that, but he did say that if the story is good, if something he likes, and if Todd Phillips is involved and Todd Phillips agreed to something, then there could be a possibility that they'll have a sequel. And so, it's like kind of a no-brainer for the studio, especially Warner Brothers, who kind of messed up the first time around and decided not to put up all the money for it, and decided to split it with two other companies, and ultimately made them not make as much money as they could have if they fronted the whole thing and made the $1 billion in the box office. So yeah, they messed up. They only took about a third of that, which is, I still can't understand why some people still have a job over there. But it does go to show that there is a certain credence to wanting another Joker film. Does it need it? I don't think so. I honestly, personally, I think it ended up nice and well, in a way that makes you wonder, did it all really happen? Was it in his head? Was he just a first Joker? Was this just something else? Bruce Wayne was in there, and you do see the alleyway scene where his mom and dad get shot. What happens with that? I kind of like that open-endedness to it. And that the fact that this movie won so many nominees and awards, I kind of wanted to let it sit like that as okay, that's a take. That was a take. That's a side film, and a good side film, and that's how it should just leave it like that. But the studio is going to be a studio, and if there's anything that makes a lot of money and makes a lot of headlines, they're going to try to do it again. And in this case, Joker is one of those films that sounds like they want to try to do it again. And I'm curious now that we've gone through the process of him actually becoming Joker, and you do show the Bruce Wayne, the Wayne's death in the alleyway scene, is this new one going to actually continue the saga of the same Joker, but now including a Batman? Is that the next evolution of this? How are they going to go through that? Are they going to completely say, no, we're just going to be another take of the Joker? And even crazier, and I don't think this is possible, although I don't know, because this is the 80s. Matt Reeves' The Batman is a modern time. Will it fit in? I don't know what they're planning for this other story, this Elseworld story of the Joker. Like I said, I prefer they just don't touch it at all and think of something else. But if Joaquin Phoenix did agree to actually make another film, that means the story must be phenomenal. And if Todd Phillips is on board as well, it must be more than money, I would think, and it probably has something that he really wants. They both really want to explore together. And with that alone, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of intrigued to see what that is. So we'll see if this is true or not, and I'll continue, finding out if it is. All right. The next thing is all about The Flash. There are a few topics for The Flash today, and I'll start with another rumor. This one is from another insider. He kind of knows a few things that I've followed him for a little bit, but he hasn't really come out with anything much except for today because of there's the political thing that's happening over in the Capitol. But Warner Brothers apparently wants Henry Cavill to cameo as Superman. So, viewer Anon, he says, screw it, could use some positive-ish news today. I have no idea what the current status is, but Warner Brothers did want Henry Cavill back for at least a cameo in The Flash. Now, this kind of goes along with that Deadline article way back, actually earlier in 2020, where they talked about, Henry Cavill wanting to be Superman, and then so instead of getting his own movie, he's actually going to be a cameo or smaller minor roles, supporting roles in other DC films, and The Flash was one of the named films. So that makes sense. And I don't know how updated this is or not, but to hear that Warner Brothers wanted Henry Cavill back and not Henry Cavill trying to get in is good, because that just goes to show that Warner Brothers is invested in Henry Cavill's Superman and would love to have him back in some fashion. If it's not for his own movie, maybe they can't put together a solo film. Maybe J.J. Abrams don't want to use Henry Cavill. Maybe he wants to make his own Superman film, like how Matt Reeves is making his own Batman film, and they don't have Henry Cavill signed up with anything. They want him to come back in some fashion in what could be smaller roles here or there, cameos here or there, and I was kind of hoping that would have been solidified already, but apparently not yet. And The Flash is going to start shooting like this year, right, in April. So, and I get it, it's a cameo, so they could just throw him in there as another Superman. By the way, I just hope there's a lot more Superman in here, because there's a lot more Batman. But in any case, I think this is cool to hear a little bit about having Superman within a DC film somehow, include him in other films, in some type of fashion would be great, just to kind of spotlight him a little bit more than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Although Zack Snyder's Justice League will definitely blow it out of the water, because it will be his return, his true return as Superman. And hopefully we get those sequels as well. Hopefully. But we talked about Superman. Now we're just going to have to talk about Batman, right? There's Batman. It's supposed to be, there's two Batman in The Flash. There were talks, Ben Affleck signed on, but they were still in talks for Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton went on Jimmy Kimmel's show, I believe, and said that they're still talking about it. They haven't decided. Well, now today, apparently, The Wrap has confirmed that Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck have both closed their deals to return as Bruce Wayne and Batman for The Flash. So that is solidified. They are both going to be as their versions of Bruce Wayne and Batman in their own universes for The Flash. So definitely we've got two Batmans there. And I don't know what else Michael Keaton signed up for. Did he just sign up for The Flash? Did he sign up for future treatments? Maybe that's why he signed up for The Flash. Maybe they offered him some more roles, a contract, maybe a 2 or 3 movie contract or something, so that he could possibly be in his own Batman, Batgirl, Beyond type film and whatnot. I'm excited to find out if there's going to be an actual statement from the studio in this regards, or they're just going to use the trades like The Wrap to do this. And of course, a lot happened today in the Capitol building, so I think a lot of these trade sites have just kind of took a step back and decided to concentrate on that as well, which is, rather, it is an important thing that's happening in America right now. Embarrassing at the same time, but this video is coming out the day after, so I figured I'd just tell you all about this. So we'll find out what happens today. Now, we're talking about The Flash. There's one character that, unfortunately, according to The Wrap, it's not going to make it into The Flash, and that is Cyborg. Ray Fisher's Cyborg has been written out. According to The Wrap, Justice League actor Ray Fisher, who was offered a cameo role as Cyborg in the Flash solo movie, has been written out of the screenplay and will not be recast. Now, a lot of people are upset about this. I can understand wholeheartedly, but you can also kind of understand why this would be the case, where Ray Fisher said tweeted out he will not work with Walter Hamada in the future, right? He will not work with him on any projects. Walter Hamada is still the DC Films president, and so with that being the case, then you can probably write out, pretty much say that Ray Fisher is saying, I'm not going to work on any DC films from now on, unless Walter Hamada is gone or not working. Well, he will always be working on DC films because of Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So there could be, there is absolute precedent to this being said like that. Mark Hughes even said that they wrote out Cyborg from the screenplay as well. But the positive, I know it doesn't sound positive, but I'm telling you, the positive here is the fact that he will not be recast. That should be something that we should be very much just hold into and hold on to, because that is a positive. That means they do still see value in Ray Fisher as Cyborg, just that they have to work out whatever they need to work out, and so he can come back in some type of fashion. They wanted him to come back as the Flash, but there are some issues right now in terms of the Warner Media investigation that has not been put really too much into light yet, and that just has to be worked out. So Ray Fisher is still indeed the Cyborg for the Zack Snyder's Justice League universe, the Snyderverse, if you will. So if there's Ben Affleck's Batman, the Cyborg for Ben Affleck's Batman is going to be Ray Fisher as Cyborg, right? And then Henry Cavill's the Superman for that. There is no like mixing and matching here. Michael Keaton isn't Ben Affleck all of a sudden. David Wade isn't the Cyborg for this universe all of a sudden. He's still the Doom Patrol Cyborg. So they are very, very careful not to recast anybody there. And it does sound great that they're not trying to recast Ray Fisher regardless of all the things that have happened. And so I think that gives me a little bit of reassurance that something can be worked out, and Ray Fisher could definitely, if he wants to, come back in the role as Cyborg. And but I think all of that will come out, and we'll learn a lot more after Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I hopefully when Zack Snyder's Justice League is a hit, that's a future that I think Ray Fisher could definitely come out of and have his own contracts and deals, definitely. So Cyborg currently written out of the Flash movie. He was supposed to just do a cameo as well. And if it's just a cameo and something works out prior or after being, the principal photography is over for the Flash, I think they can still do some reshoots and just add him in some here or there. The good thing about all that, by the way, is that when we're talking about Henry Cavill as a cameo, Cyborg as a cameo, they're thinking about all these cameos. It does go to tell you that they are indeed trying to keep this a real Flash movie, which I'm very glad that it is. It should be a real Flash-centric movie. All right, because we were talking about Justice League just a bit earlier, I want to share this. Entertainment Weekly had put out a Army of the Dead exclusive, and by the way, check out my new genre etc. video. Like I said before, my genre etc. videos are non-DC based little short snippets of movies that I find interesting. I wanted to put together a little video. Check it out. Link is in the up here right now. And then, but I wanted to show you this Entertainment Weekly thing, and I already put it on screen. When I saw this picture, my eyes immediately went to right over here, because I'm like, that looks familiar. Doesn't that look like some film reels that look absolutely familiar? You go a little closer, right? Yeah, that was Zack Snyder. It was the reels, his Justice League Director's Cut reels, Zack Snyder's Justice League Director's Cut. And so that was the Snyder Cut. And so it makes you wonder, well, the time when he took this picture, just like the other picture, I don't have it right now, but he's with this whole stack of money here. he took pictures from the set. So these props, as you see here, are merely just Easter egg props. Possibly there's no actual reels in there. Because he said he had a copy of the Snyder Cut during the announcement, I think, that it was on a flash drive. That's where he got his copy. So he never exactly left Warner Brothers with reels, right? He actually left Warner Brothers with a little hard drive, a little thumb drive. That's all he had with him. That was basically the Snyder Cut. But visually, that looks cool. It's reels, and what better way? Because the Army of the Dead, he shot this before the Snyder Cut was announced, so he never thought that Justice League was going to come out, that he would be able to do it. So this was kind of like, it's almost symbolic, like a band of heroes going into a vault, like Warner Brothers vault, and taking out this, not only the money, but actually seeing that within this high-powered or whatever this really secured vault is going to have the Snyder Cut in there as well. I mean, I'm wondering when we watch this movie on Netflix, and I know it's not a DC film, but one of these characters look over to the right, grab this, like, what is this? And they're like, the JL director's cut. What is this about? And they're like, oh, that doesn't exist, or I thought that doesn't exist. I'm wondering if that would be in the movie as a little, just a little thing that would just kind of tease it for any case. And just imagine if Justice League was never announced, that would have been another thing we'd clip out of the movie just to help us with our hashtag release the Snyder Cut, saying that look, Zack Snyder is saying that there are reels in the vault, like the Snyder Cut's in the vault, so it's kind of cool to see that thrown in there as an Easter egg. But at that time when the Snyder Cut wasn't coming out, I think if we watched the movie, it would have been a nice little hint, a nice little tinfoil, a nice little jab in a way, and a symbolism of us trying to get into Warner Brothers vault and releasing the Snyder Cut. I think that would have been really, really cool to see that. I don't know if that's going to happen in the movie. It may not be in there at all. Maybe they just walk through it and they just bypass that altogether, and our eyes have to get to see it, and they'll just go straight to the money. But you never know. We'll see when it comes out later this year on Netflix. Another thing that I don't know when it's going to come out, but it is certainly exciting for people who've been talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League and the IMAX version of BVS. We're always talking about streaming services and things like that, but sometimes we kind of want that physical copy, if you know what I mean, right? We still love that box you buy from the store. That smell is you open it and crack it open. He's got these cool little discs and the artwork and everything. Well, looks like there could be future physical releases of Zack Snyder's Justice League and Batman v Superman IMAX. Now, a lot of people thought this was actually a fake. And that these are just not actual images of the box, but DCEU movie page, who thought it was fake, came out and says, major update, Dawn of the Disc confirms several future releases of Warner Brothers in 2021, including Zack Snyder's Justice League. Source is legit. On the Facebook page, it says new 4Ks coming from Warner Bros. In 2021, 2014 Godzilla, A Clockwork Orange, Willy Wonka, Space Jam, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. Zack Snyder's Justice League and Batman v Superman, and notice it says IMAX, the IMAX version. So for those of you who always wanted to know if there's going to be physical releases, physical copies, DVDs, Blu-rays, what have you, of Zack Snyder's Justice League and the future IMAX version of Batman v Superman, there you have it. It is coming out this year. So that's awesome. So I can't wait for the next SnyderCon, because I want Zack Snyder to sign my copy just how he signed my BVS copy. In fact, I still need him to sign my Man of Steel copy, but maybe I'll wait for the Man of Steel IMAX that he said he was going to do after Batman v Superman. Have it all in IMAX and so on and so forth. So that is awesome. I think you all should be pretty happy right now, jumping for joy for people who love those physical copies, physical releases. There you have it. We are going to get a physical version, physical copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, all right. I know I'm exceptionally happy as well. All right, so let's go to the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. Like I said, if you would like your comment or question read on the next video, please comment and question down below. But before that, you'd have to join as a member for the price of less than a cup of coffee. All right, so the first comment or question of the day is Lee Fusion Vision Robinson. Someone needs to ask Zach for a clear shot of those film reels. I think 4 of them, Zack Snyder's Justice League footage, and the large last dark reel is the nightmare footage. No, that's hilarious. But I think it's reels because they can only fit so many minutes on a certain reel, and so that's why there's many of them. But then again, this is just an Easter egg, and from what I've told, those cans are actually empty. Geek Haven Jan 86. Chris, do you think maybe the article regarding Michael Keaton replacing Ben Affleck possibly meant Keaton's Batman literally as in Burtonverse? No. I don't think they meant Keaton would be portraying Affleck's version. It could just be the merging of realities. Either way, I would prefer Ben to stay as a DCEU Batman, even though seeing Keaton again will be cool, however they wind up doing it. Some suggestions for future editorials: Justice League Mortal, Schumacher cut, Batman Triumphant, Superman Flyby, original Batman versus Superman. Oh, those are great suggestions for future editorials. By the way, I'm just gonna let you know that there is a future editorial that I'm making on, and it's gonna be about Wonder Woman 1854. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, I think totally. That would make sense that it's literally just the Burtonverse, and that's how I see it. Though they may do some crazy stuff and try to merge realities, which I hope they don't. I hope they keep it in their own universe and just like, hey, we could play in the Burtonverse in another movie and keep the DCU verse for other films and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't really know that's why Flash for me is like one of the most curious movies, because I just don't know what direction they're going with that. Lego Dinosaur Flash movie, 2 Flash, Ezra and Gustin, 2 Superman, Nick and Brandon, 2 Wonder Woman, Linda and Gal, 2 Batman, Ben and Michael. So 2 Cyborg and possibly 2 Aquaman makes sense. Casting for a Cyborg could be just this. Yeah. So this was from yesterday. So, we haven't had a confirmation that it was, written out. But like I said, anything can happen from here on out. Cameos are easily plugged in and may not even be part of the screenplay. Cooper Moser, you think we'll see an ancient Amazon warrior wearing the Wonder Woman suit along with the lasso, sword, and shield in the ancient battle in Zack Snyder's Justice League? I don't know. That is a good question. I'm wondering, because it is a suit she grabs. So, like, someone had a Wonder Woman suit before. That's quite interesting. I like that. The blue and red. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Brandon Hayes. Hey, you're back. Hi, Chris. I know I said my last post was my last post, but I just got to comment one more time. Bottom line is this. Warner Brother Pictures leadership has been actively trying de-Snyderize their DC Filmverse ever since 2016, and they just refuse to stop until the whole company goes down in flames. They believe that shiny and funny is better. Zack seems ready to move on if he has to. I don't blame him either. The cul-de-sac comment is an insult to Zack and his team and all the hard work they're doing. Warner Brothers seemingly can't stop pissing people off. Honestly, if the Snyder Cut hits and does really well, and if Ray Fisher keeps roasting Warner Brothers Pictures leadership online, and the pandemic continues to ruin theater revenue, and these other films don't do as well, it will be a perfect karma for Warner Brothers. Every time we get these reveals from Zack about unused ideas, visuals, and scripts, it just makes me angrier. The good from all this is we can all see how brilliant Zack Snyder is. The man is a genius. I'm actually surprised other movie studios aren't actively trying to snatch him up right now. Netflix already did. Sony, Paramount, Disney, or Universal. I can see their pitches to Zack already. Hey, Zack, come over here to us. We'll treat you much better over here. We want to hear your ideas. I mean, I can totally see Zack directing Chris Pine in a fourth Star Trek movie. I think Sony mentioned in an article that they are thankful for Warner Bros. HBO Max push because directors coming over to them in droves, and it just made it easier for Sony to book their films for the next few years. I actually love Zack's Wonder Woman story idea better than what the first Wonder Woman movie was. It's pretty clear that Zack had a very dynamic, grounded, gritty, realistic, but cool vision for the entire DC filmverse that was different and better than what we've been getting. What would be really interesting is if Zack begins using JL cast alumni in his zombie verse on Netflix. That's what I think is next. Ray Fisher, Joe Manganiello, and Jared Leto will work with Snyder one way or the other, but I want to see him move on now. This DC film stuff has impacted his life so much. It hasn't been healthy for him. He's a good guy and deserves better. Snyder's a genius. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's already working on a whole bunch of other stuff, and he's just trying to see how it goes. I think the best way for, the studio to realize, or at least the higher ups to kind of tell the people that don't like his stuff that they have to put up and shut up and just give them all the money would be us, right? We have to make sure Zack Snyder's Justice League is successful. And once it is, then it will give him the creative freedom that he wants to do. Like he said, he wants to just finish his vision. And that's about it. Although if there are chances that he could do other cool stuff, because he's an artist, he's a creator, he's always have ideas that's like, I want to put this on paper. I want to put this on film. I want to do this and that. Now, the part about other studios, I'm kind of wondering, I guess it depends on if Netflix and HBO Max have an exclusive deal with him. That's why he cannot go anywhere. Like, it's on the contract, because sometimes they have that where I have an exclusive deal with a certain so and so, and that means I cannot work for so and so for a mass amount of years or something like that. I don't know. All these contracts are different, but I think maybe that may be the case. But yeah, I think that was the last comment or question. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content and movie shows and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.